Hi, I'm Leon Furs, Director of Learning and Teaching at Monterey College. This brief video will give an overview of the ATAR, which is an important system to understand for students who are undertaking a scored VCE or considering tertiary studies. The Australian Tertiary Admission Rank, ATAR, is a number which gives a rank that's comparable across the states. Those students will leave with a number between 0 and 99.95. It is not a score out of 100. In Victoria, the ATAR is calculated using VCE subject scores. The ATAR is an estimate of the percentage of the population that the student has outperformed. So, for example, an ATAR of 60 means that that student performed better than 60% of the students in that year. In order to get an ATAR, Victorian students must complete at least 4 and up to 6 VCE subjects, including an English, such as VCE English, Literature, English as an Additional Language, or VCE English Language. At Monterey College, we offer English, Literature, and English as an Additional Language. So who is the ATAR actually for? Although the ATAR has been used by universities as part of their entrance requirements, there are many different ways into university. Some universities have ATAR prerequisites, meaning that a minimum ATAR is required to get onto a particular course. This varies from one university to another, and even from one course to another within a university. It's very important to note that last year, only 26% of university entrants nationwide used an ATAR to get onto their course. So there are many alternate pathways into tertiary study than relying on a particular ATAR. One of the most frequently asked questions about the ATAR regards scaling. Scaling is a very complex subject, and if you wish to find out more information on scaling, there are resources available, some of which will be linked at the end of this video and on our website. The ATAR is calculated from an aggregate, which is produced by adding together the student's highest scaled study score in one of the English studies, their highest scaled study scores for 3 additional VCE or permissible studies, and 10% of the scaled study scores for the 5th and 6th permissible studies. Scaling varies from one year to the next. It is a very complex process that is carried out by the Victorian Tertiary Admissions Centre, VTAC, based on the performance of all of the students in that cohort in that year. So once VTAC have calculated subject scaling, those scores are used to award the ATAR. It is, again, very important to note that Monterey College does not encourage students to choose subjects based on scaling. Whilst some subjects like specialist maths and physics do typically scale up, we encourage students to choose based on interest and ability. Many schools across Victoria encourage students to choose those high-end subjects such as specialist maths and physics, knowing that they will scale up and contribute towards a high ATAR. However, at Monterey College, we prefer students to choose based on subjects that they are passionate about or that they already have a strong ability in or an inclination towards. Myself and the Careers Coordinator, Mr. Harms, are more than happy to talk to students about the impact of scaling and about their subject choices on possible requirements and prerequisites for universities. The important thing to take away from this is that many universities do not require specific ATARs, and those that do often have arrangements which are flexible, including things such as the Special Entry Access Scheme, also known as SEAS. So SEAS is a process which takes into consideration any disadvantages a student might face, including location, recognition as an Indigenous Australian, and regional status. So for our students at Monterey College, the SEAS application often forms a very important part of their overall university application process. Some frequently asked questions about the ATAR. I'm still confused about scaling. Where can I learn more? The VTAC website is the best resource for information on the ATAR, specifically to do with scaling for 2022 Year 12 students. Do I need an ATAR for my chosen course? The best person to speak to here is Mr. Michael Harms, the Careers Coordinator, who has up-to-date information from all of the universities on which courses have an ATAR prerequisite. Some courses will have prerequisites for individual subjects. Mostly, these are prerequisites for subjects like English or subjects which relate to the particular industry or sector, such as the sciences. And finally, can I still get into university without an ATAR, or if my ATAR is low? And the answer to that is yes. There are more ways than ever to get into university. We are currently working on partnerships with several universities, including Deakin, La Trobe, and Federation University. Many of these universities offer units of study which can be undertaken in Year 12 and which guarantee access. Often these reduce the ATAR requirement, and in some cases there is no ATAR requirement at all for university entry. Speak to myself or Mr. Harms if you have any questions or concerns about the ATAR, scaling, or any of the process of applying for tertiary study. Thank you.